Aloha, fellow travelers. A new week is beginning here in Springfield. I haven't tested yet, but I do expect to test this week. I'd love to have about 50 more hours of drive time first, but it is what it is. There are lots of students and only a few trucks. I'm confident that if I can avoid any automatic fails, I can pass my road tests. The other tests are fairly simple. Today's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to my mom, even though I'm not always the best of sons, and happy Mother's Day to all the other moms, biological or adoptive. There's no sufficient replacement for either parent, but sometimes we're helpless to prevent the loss of one or the other. I hope that even when relationships are rocky, we can truly appreciate how privileged and blessed are those who have both parents in the home. How providential is it, though, that Mother's Day is coming so soon after the SCOTUS decision on Roe was leaked? We pray for those women who have conceived a child regardless of the circumstances, some of whom are scared and alone, that they would not be deceived in destroying the life they carry. I've talked to a lot of people who know me about someone dear to my heart whom I lost long ago. What I don't talk much about is that one of the catalysts for the series of events that tore her down was something that was done to her. As a result, she became pregnant. She wanted to terminate, and I'm sure there were plenty of voices around her that would have encouraged it. There were also voices around her that would just condemn her and tell her that she was wrong. For myself, all I could tell her was that I loved her. I still love her, though it's been years since she's been gone. Despite the circumstances that brought the child about, regardless of who the male DNA came from, half of that DNA was her. It was her child. How could I not love that child as well? Half of it was her. And that's what convinced her to carry. She ended up losing the child anyway. And even with that, she felt guilt. All I could do was let her know that I loved her. I wish there was more I could have done. I still carry guilt for being weak and poor and foolish. But the point of all this is just to say, pray for these women in these situations, that they'll have someone to love them, and by extension, love their child. Pray that there would be someone to step up and support them emotionally, spiritually, and that God would meet their material needs. I have very harsh words for abortion advocates, but for women who find themselves in a terrifying situation, I find myself thinking of her, and compassion is what I desire to show them most. There are many fronts upon which we fight to preserve the lives of the unborn, but in doing so, we must never forget that we're also fighting for the dignity and the lives of the mothers who will give birth to them. Contrary to what the evil, malicious death cult known as liberalism says, the goal isn't just to see babies born. It's to see families heal. It's to see fear conquered, and to see true love win out. To allow more women to celebrate Mother's Day. That's all I have for now, so for what it's worth, ponder on that for the next few miles. May you stay fueled and rested, and I'll see you down the road.